4th, California voters face a special election that most won't even know exists. One vote could redraw congressional maps and influence who controls the entire U.S. House for the next decade. We're in this situation now because Trump's MAGA allies control the Supreme Court, the Senate, and the House, leaving almost nothing to stop their agenda. But I'm not scared. We in California are not scared. Today, I've invited one of the biggest opponents, a proud MAGA Republican, to explain their perspective. They're going to join us in just a second. But first, let's go over a refresher on why this matters. Congressional districts decide if we have a Republican or Democratic-led House and therefore communities. And the House, they make laws, control the federal budget, confirm judges, and provide presidential oversight. Right now, as I have mentioned, we have a MAGA extremist Republican House. If it was a Democratic majority, we could actually check in and control a little bit of Trump's chaos, but we can't. And here's what you need to know. Trump is telling Republican states to redraw their maps right now outside of the normal 10-year process to grab more congressional seats before 2026. Texas already did it. Indiana, Missouri, Florida, Ohio, they're all finishing this up next. This is an unprecedented power grab, and Prop 50 is California's response. So what does Prop 50 actually do? It levels the playing field. Texas and other GOP states are stealing 5 or more House seats through gerrymandering. If California does nothing, Republicans get an artificial advantage that they didn't earn. Prop 50 lets us redraw our maps too so we can offset what they're taking. It also commits to fair redistricting. Even though we're temporarily bypassing our independent commission as an emergency measure, Prop 50 reaffirms that independent, nonpartisan commissions are the right way to do this. It calls on Congress to require that all states use them. No more gerrymandering. Period. And here's the thing. This puts the power in your hands. This isn't politicians making backroom deals. You get to vote on whether these maps happen or not. The people decide, not the politicians. The maps are fair and proportional. We're not trying to grab some wild advantage. Texas gains 5 seats through cheating. We're going to respond with grabbing 5 seats back. It's a direct counterbalance, and it's temporary. These maps only last through 2030, and after the next census, we go right back to our Citizens Redistricting Commission. This is an emergency measure. This is an emergency response to protect democracy while MAGA Republicans are actively rigging the system. We're only doing this because they threw the first punch. Speaking of Texas, let me introduce you to a man on the front lines of this all. The man who fled to Cancun while his own state froze, Ted Cruz. He's here to explain why he thinks California shouldn't fight back. Welcome, Ted. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ted Cruz. Don't ask any questions if you're confused. Mind your business. Now, folks, I may not be from California. I'm from the proud land of brisket, power outages, and the Zodiac Killer, which I secretly am, but I have strong feelings about your little Proposition 50. You see, Prop 50 says we can suspend legislatures without pay if they misbehave. And I say, how dare you? If we start holding politicians accountable, where does it end? Next thing you know, Texans might expect me to stop talking for 21 hours about Dr. Seuss. Texans might expect me to stop flying to Cancun in the middle of one of Texas's biggest storms that left my constituents that I actually don't care about without power. Texans might expect me to not be a shithead. And that simply just isn't an option for me. I, for one, believe in the sacred right of every elected official to collect a taxpayer check while under investigation, on vacation, or possibly in another dimension. It's called freedom. It's called leadership through absence. It's called public service, but make it remote. It's called governing from the astral plane. My boots are always on the ground, or whatever that new Negro spiritual song says. Anyways, the Founding Fathers didn't fight a revolution so that politicians could face consequences. They fought so that we could hold hearings about whether they might someday face consequences. And it would be dire of us to get that confused. In California, I get it. You like to innovate. Electric cars, plant-based burgers, being okay with gay people. But this is too far. And if you suspend your lawmakers for misconduct, who's going to write all those heartfelt resolutions congratulating minor league baseball teams? So anyways, I urge you, vote no on Prop 50, because if politicians can't get paid for while suspended for corruption, then what's next? Airline pilots showing up sober? Ugh, thank you. God bless Texans, and whatever it is you people call avocado toast. Anyways, I've got a call coming in. Donald, is that you? Let me put you on camera.
Okay, Teddy Cruz. I'm gonna take the spotlight now. I love the spotlight. I love it. I like it. I love it a lot. I love it like California Acetaphane. A lot of people are saying, California, you've got this new thing, Prop 50. Everybody's talking about it. It's supposed to be your big response to Texas. They say, Texas is rigging elections. I know Texas, huge state, great people, fantastic people, some of the best rigging you've ever seen. Honestly, very professional, tremendous lines, beautiful districts, some shaped like eagles, some shaped like golf clubs, some shaped like the bodies of teenage girls. Incredible shapes. And now California wants to do the same thing, but pretend it's the good version. They say, we're fighting back. Sure, you just want to draw your maps. Everyone does. It's called leadership. Leadershipy ship. They say it's to stop Texas from tilting Congress. Folks, I tilted everything. It's what winners do. You try to win, and when you lose, you cheat. Now they want to let politicians, the same legislator, the people who can't pass a budget, draw the maps. Draw the maps, they say. You think that's going to be fair? Come on. If you let politicians draw the maps, they'll make one shaped like Gavin Newsom's hair. Long, shiny, full of product. Not good at all. I say vote no on Prop 50 because if California starts to redraw maps every time Texas does something, smart people are going to spend the next 10 years coloring maps. And by the way, if they let me draw the maps, I'd make every district shaped like an L. L for landslide. Beautiful, huge landslide. Everybody wins, especially me. Okay, I gotta go knock down the rest of the White House now. Goodbye. JD Vance, come here. JD Vance, come here, JD Vance. Come here, JD Vance, over here. Pan out the camera, Andy, we gotta show JD Vance. JD Vance, get off the couch. JD Vance. Right on my lap. You always look sitting right on my lap, JD Vance.
So there you have it. Trump and Ted Cruz, two guys who definitely have California's best interests at heart, telling us not to vote yes on Prop 50. Really, really compelling arguments from the man who fled to Cancun during a power crisis and the guy who's currently under 91 indictments, 88? I've lost count. But sure, let's trust their advice on fair elections. That makes total sense. When Ted Cruz is begging you not to do something that's basically a flashing neon sign telling you to do exactly that thing. And Trump, the man who tried to overturn an election because he lost and is now destroying the White House, is suddenly concerned about election integrity. How touching, how sincere. I'm truly moved. So yeah, vote yes on Prop 50 on November 4th. Do not let Ted Cruz in for a bruising and the guy who can't admit which way the wind is blowing decide California's future.